Hello. So, this is the second lecture. We are going to introduce the digital control system. So, here we are going to give the basic descriptions of the digital control system. What are the difference between the analog control system and digital control system? This course is related to the PG course and name as the digital control. So here we are going to introduce the different parts of the digital control. So what are the objective of this lecture is to make the system output and the desired references as close as possible, to make the errors as the small as possible. So if this is the basic objective of the any control system. So there is some regulation problem or tracking problem. We are trying to minimize the errors. So here the key issues are the system, how to describe the system to be controlled. This is the modeling problem, and how to design the controller. These two steps is the major steps when we are going to design any control system, either in log form or digital form. So this is the representation of the control system. Here I am not consider this is the analog or digital. So it can be, we are just general purpose we are defining. Suppose this is the control system which is operating in the analog domain. So here we can see this is the system to be controlled. So it may be aircraft systems or missile or economic systems, car, etc., or power plants or some systems which is we want to control. And system have the output. This is the output. This is the information about the system. It gives the output, and this is the input. Input means we have to give some control input to regulate the system, or the system can able to give some output with respect to this input. This is the input. This input is controlled by this controller. So we have to design this controller. So using these controllers we have to go to design, and here this is the error. So this error signal playing is the main role. So using these error signals, controller going to issue the input signal to the system, and then system gives some desired output. If this desired output is feedback with the input side, that is called a feedback system. So here you can see, here we are taking the negative sign, so that is the negative feedback system. If we are considering this is the positive, so we can consider this the positive feedback. Generally we are preferring the negative feedback, because we have to given some reference signal, and we are subtracting the desired output signal from the reference signal to generate the error signal, and this error signal apply to the controller, and controller gives the input signal to the system, and system give the desired response. And this is the a classical representation of the system. So any system we want to these two parameters. First is the stability. So this stability can be defined in terms of the speed or response speed, or we can say that the time response. So if system we have to going to control it, not we can say that there's a too fast or too slow. So we have to choose the speed of the system, or in terms of the transient response of the system should be controllable. So any underdamped system we can control very easily. And second is the accuracy. So what is the system give the some responses, it should be accurate or not. So dynamic overshootings, oscillation, duration, and steady state errors. This is the time constant or time domain is characteristics. So these should be a proper way. So if system have the larger oscillations, we cannot achieve the steady state. So there is a steady state errors. So these oscillations or overshoots create the oscillation errors. So we have to consider. So these terms affect the accuracy terms. Then now come. So after the stability, speed and accuracy we have desired, then we go for the some essential qualities. So we can say that the not a essential, this is the desirable qualities. These are the essential qualities: accuracy, time response, stability. Robustness means this is the desirable quantity. Means against any disturbance, that is these disturbances are no uncertainties or non-linearities in the system, may be external or may be external. That can be introduced by the system or that can be introduced or injected into the system by the environment. So against these uncertainties and non-linearities we have to minimize. This effect should be minimum on the system. So errors in the model in terms of the uncertainties and non-nullities should be minimum. So effect of the disturbance, effect of the noise also should be there. So this is the ones diagrams. You can know that this is the previously I have shown the in terms of the block diagram. Here we are showing in terms of the transfer function. So this is RS is the reference signal, ES is the error signal in the frequency domain, KS is the controller transfer function. This is the US is the this US signal controlled by this controller and applied to the system, where this system have the some uncertainties and non-linearities and also can insert the disturbances. So disturbance can be inserted through input channels. Non-linearities and uncertainties is can be model of the system. So this gives the some output have the some noise. So overall you can see this is the a overall representation of the a control system, that is in the frequency domain. Now come to the signal characterization. For identify the control system types, using the signal characteristics, we can identify the system is the continuous time domain or the quantized signal base, or we can say the discrete domain. So here I am representing the two signal, first signal this one and second signal this is the two. So you know that this is the function xt, this xt have represented with respect to time. So here xt is the continuous with respect to time. So this is called a continuous time signal. And you know that this is also, you can say this is the xn. So this is the a quantized signal. Here up to this point this is constant, then increases, then constant, then increases, like that we are getting the a multiple steps. So we can define this signal, this is the quantized signal. So analog signal is applied on the sampler and sampler give apply to the quantizer, and quantizer give the approximate some data value and give in the form of this one. So continuous signal is defined continuously in time domain. In time domain it is a continuous. So this figure is the continuous. Quantized signal is magnitude or the discrete and limited. You know, discrete and limited. So this figure is the quantized. So analog signal and continuous signal is continuous in time and in amplitude like a first signal. So this is the a representation of the signal characteristics. Based on signal you can define that this is the discrete control system or control digital control system or analog control system. So now come to the discrete time signal and sample data signal. So you know that suppose we have to consider discrete time signal is defined only at a certain time instant, certain in between time instant it will be 0. So you can see this is the discrete time signal. At this times value 0 we are getting this one, and 1 we are getting this one value. In between 0 1 or 1 2 we are getting the 0 value. So there is no role. So for discrete time signal the amplitude between two consecutive time instants is just not defined. From this figure you can see that this is the YKH. K is the instant, H is the value. So you can see simply at the H is the time interval. So K is the integer, we can define the discrete time signal. This is the representation. Sample data signal is also a discrete signal resulting in sampling a continuous time signal. So this one is the sample data signal. This is the continuous signal. So from this figure you can see this is the xt. When we are multiply this discrete time signal with a train of the impulse signal, so we are getting this, like this is the nature, means this is the multiplied by del n. So we are getting the equivalent of this signal. So this is the discrete time signal and sample data signal. Now come to the digital signal and binary coded data signal. So you know that the digital signal is a sequence of the binary numbers. So this is the signal, binary numbers. In our microprocessor, memory based devices, they are shift register, they are going to operate using this binary form. In practice, you can say this is the continuous signal. When we are going to apply the sampler, and sampler give the in the form of the discrete time signal, then we have to give the quantization process. They are just removing the are representing the all data in terms of the integers, means in form of the 0 1. So suppose we are getting the 3.2, so we have to make it as equivalent to 3. Suppose we are getting the 2.6, so we have to make it as a 3. So like that we are going to round off the signal. So based on 3 we have to convert this 3 in terms of the binary, so we can represent. So you can see here, this is the 1, we can represent 0 0 1, this is the 0, this is the 3, this is the 4, then 5 6 7 8 9 10. So like that we are representing. So sampling and then quantizing. So continuous signal, first we have to sample, then quantize. So this is the different types of the control system. So this is the control based on the input and output signal. We can define this system is continuous or discrete or sample data control system, analog control system or digital control system. You can see this input and output both are the continuous domain, so we can say that the continuous time domain. Second part, you can see this is the output is the in form of the discrete, input is also in form of the discrete. We can define this is the discrete time system. And here input and output both are the in continuous domain, so that is also called the analog control system. Here we can see the input and output in term of the sample data. So this is the sample data, this is the output is also we can sample data control system. If input and output in the form of the binary or sample data, you can see corresponding binary and sample data is given. This is the digital control system. So this is the mathematical comparison between analog and digital control system. So you know that the continuous time system defined in using the differential equation, state space equation, that is the differential equation, and we have to convert or operate this differential equation into the frequency domain using the Laplace transform. So and also we have to analyze the stability using the Routh-Hurwitz stability criteria, root locus, Bode plot. So these are the time domain and frequency domain classical control, stability control theory we can apply that to find the continuous time domain stability. Now this is the discrete time system. This is represented by the difference equation. That is the discrete time state space equations, and we have to convert into the frequency domain using the Z transform. So that is called the impulse transform function, that is the Z transform function. And the stability of this transfer function or the system can be obtained using the Jury stability test, modified root locus techniques, etc. So using these techniques we can obtain the stability. This is the difference between the analog and digital control systems. So this is the another digital control system representation. So you can see this is the process. So here is the actuator. These are the process are in continuous domain. We are measured using the sensors and sensors or other devices. Then we are converting this. These are the analog signal. Then converted into the digital form using the analog to digital. Then apply to digital computer. Then digital computer give the output signal, and this is the in digital form. So this digital form then convert in the form of the analog using the DAC converter. Then apply the actuator. So these process are acting in continuous domain. So this process is are acting in digital domain. So digital controls are used for achieving the optimal performance, because in digital form we can solve the complex problem in easy way within time. So this is the a continuous process we can convert into the digital, and we have to design the controller, and this controller signal again convert into the analog form and then apply to the system. This is the example. So this is the another representation of this one. We can represent, we are not going to obtain. So this is the feedback loop. So here this is the controller. This controller can be convert in the form of the digital. So using the analog to digital controller here apply, and then this digital signal converted into the analog form. So this is the plant to be controlled. So here output measured by the sensor, then apply to the command in compared with the reference signal, then errors is generated. This error signal is controlled into the digital form using the analog to digital converters, and then process this error signal using this computer based control algorithm and give the some output, and this output signal in the digital form. So this digital form should have to convert into the analog form using this TA converter, then apply to the plant. This is the one way representation. Then digital control systems have the advantage. What are the advantages? So here the advantage of the digital control: reduce cost. So it is have the small, it is fast, and it give the optimal. So it have the reduced cost, and flexibility in the response of the design changes, noise immunity, and digital control system are more suitable for the modern control system. There are a lot of the problems, that is these are the nonlinear problem. So maybe some we can obtain the feasible solutions using the digital way. So if you have some advantage, then there is some disadvantage, because this is the digital computers. So from the tracking performance side, analog control system exhibits good performance. When it is the tracking system, so it is give the better than the digital, because if suppose this tracking system we are this is the desired response, and we want to try to track this one. So this is the analog way. At every instant we can find the errors. So error may be 0 to some value, maybe decimal, maybe some integer value. But in digital form, they are either operate 0 and 1. So they are not going to consider in between this one. So they are give a bad impact on the tracking system. So digital control system will introduce a delay in the loop. So it have the delay. So we will discuss what are the delay, what are the effect of the delay in the future lectures. So this is the we can again we are representing this is the negative feedback, this is the plant, and this is the digital computers. So here we are going to give some short description of this analog to digital and digital to analog converter. They are playing major role in the digital control system. So a device that converts analog signal into the digital signal is called analog to digital. That is shortcut is called A to D. And a device that converts digital signal into the analog signal is called a digital analog converter. So we will give a short description of devices. Suppose this is the analog to digital conversion. So this is the waveform. So this is the equivalent output. Suppose this is the output. So here we are giving the in digital form. This is the MSB, this is the MSB, and this is the LSB. So all digital bits are given. Based on the bit size we have to represent. So they are just considering 1 volt equivalent. And these are the switches. And these are the some its values. So the 2, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 like that they have given. So in the binary form there is a positions. So we have to connect these switches from the binary number. Each bit is properly weighted voltage and are summed together by an analog continuous signal. We are switching these signal based on their presence. So we have to sum all the signals, we are getting the analog signal. So this is there are several analog to digital converter, but this is the simple representation how we are going to convert a digital signal into the analog signal. Now to the analog to digital converter. This is already we discussed this pictures. You know that this is the continuous signal, and then we have to apply the sampler, and sampler give the output to the quantizer, and quantizer give this is the quantization. Based on means quantization convert the each values in terms of the integer and corresponding what are the binary form. So this is the output. When we are going to see this one, we are getting the like that. So ADC is not instantaneous and needs two-step process. One is the sampler, second is the quantization. We have to first sample it, then we have to apply the quantization. But the digital to analog, that is the single step. So that is the only zero order hold circuit we have to consider, either first order or second order or zero. Generally we are preferring the zero hold order circuits. So only one steps are there, digital to analog. But the analog to digital we have to apply two steps. First we have to sample, then quantize. So there is a delay between analog input voltage and output digital word. So ADC analog signal is first converted to the sample signal, then converted to the sequence of the binary number, that is called a digital signal. So here we can see the controller design in digital control system design in the AS domain. So this is the first one you can know. This is the representation in the form of the AS domain, and this is the digital domain. So you can see this is the controller part. We interest on this design part. So we have to use here the switch. This is the equivalent of the sampler and quantizer. Means AD2 means analog to digital converter, and this is the zero hold order circuit. That is the digital to analog circuit. This is the single step process. This is the two step process. So this controller converted in terms of the digital. So using this sampler, quantizer and zero hold order circuit, we can operate the controller in digital domain. This is the basic aim of the representation of this slide. So controller design in digital control system, generally we are preferring in terms of the Z domain. So there are process. In previous, we are just transferring the continuous controller in terms of the Z domain, or we can transfer the controller plant in terms of the Z domain. There are two processes, two way. Either we can control the controller in Z domain, or plant we can control the in Z domain. So this is they are just transferring the plant into the Z domain. So you can see a Z order, then they apply this is GS, this is all about the Z. Here we are applying the sampler. So you can see this is the sampler and this is GS. With this use of you can represent this system represented in the term of the Z domain. So this is the Z domain representation, means digital. So this is the one jump. So all about the we conclude the summary of the this lectures. So here digital we have described the what are the introduction of the digital system classifications, and what are the signal based classification, and give the brief description of the analog to digital and digital to analog conversion, and controller design in digital and analog domains as domain. So this is the